Hey guys, Jason here at Wāvtech, and I'm here to tell you the top 5 reasons why our OEM integration products are what you need. Reason number 1, over 95% vehicle coverage. Having over 95% vehicle coverage in only 6 SKUs, that is because we have all of the OEM integration capabilities basically to adapt to any vehicle. The only exceptions would be vehicles that have dynamic volume EQ or some other crazy kind of EQ that actually, you would eventually want to use a DSP for. But actually, it's 100% when you consider adding bass, because any vehicle you can add bass to, and all of our line output converters and line drivers can accept all the way up to 40 volts, which is more than any OEM system there is. Reason number 2, true preamp line driver design. So our true preamp line driver design incorporates a few elements. First and foremost, by line driver, I mean a true low impedance source output that is capable of driving over 10 volts RMS, which is enough to drive any amplifier all the way to full output with its gains turned all the way down. So that gives you ultimate signal to noise ratio. Not only that, but our input range is split into 2 ranges, particularly in the speaker level input. So that gives you the ability to match the source with the input by not having very much gain applied either. So ultimately, your noise floor is extremely, extremely low, the best you're ever going to get, with the best possible signal and noise and maximum performance of your amplifiers. Reason number 3, built-in factory loading. So built-in factory loading is included in all of our models and has been since the very beginning. And this is really a critical feature, not only for OEM systems, factory systems that have a load detect system that checks to see if the factory speaker is still there or it's damaged or whatnot. If you don't have any loading, the factory system will think that something's wrong and will either mute or cause the channel to sound very distorted. So by having the loading built in, it tells the factory radio that the factory speaker is still there, and then you can go on to add your full aftermarket audio system, amplifiers and speakers. It's also extremely important because a lot of modern vehicle radios and amplifiers are actually Class D based, and if you don't have any kind of loading on the output that the factory amplifier radio is seeing, the Class D filter, the LC filter that all Class Ds have, won't work properly. So you'll get all this high frequency switching noise that's going to filter down into the audio, and you're going to hear this horrible hiss background high frequency noise. And by having built-in loading in all of our models, you eliminate that completely. Reason number 4, flexible summing. So flexible summing is something that all of our summing processors have, including our Link 4, 6, and 8. And what I mean by that is all of the input channels can be utilized and give you an output out of every channel. It sums progressively if you're summing all of the channels together. For example, on this, the Link 6, you can sum up to a factory 3-way. So you can get a usable output out of channel 1 and 2, out of channel 3 and 4, and 5 and 6, if that's a usable crossover point for you. But if you need to sum all that down all the way to a full range signal, normally with any other summing processor, you would only get 2 channels of output. But in our case, you can sum that 3-way all the way to a full range output and use that out of your subwoofer channel for your bass. But you can also redirect that full range sum signal out to channel 1 and 2, so you can maintain subwoofer level control and have a full range output. The flexibility of the summing switches here on top allow you to separate the sums between the channels. So you can even do things like sum a front 2-way and a rear full range and keep them independent, so you can preserve fading. Reason number 5, simultaneous auto turn on. So simultaneous auto turn on modes is actually independent turn on modes is something that all of our LOCs and line drivers have. And that's to give you an automatic turn on no matter what the factory signal is. We have 2 independent modes, DC offset and audio detect, and both are on by default to guarantee, no matter what kind of factory system you have, or aftermarket system for that matter, it's guaranteed to automatically turn on. Now you can choose later to defeat one or the other or both, but out of the box, it's going to detect the DC offset, which is the vast majority of OEM vehicles, as well as audio detect, which takes care of those fewer cases that don't have a DC offset because they're Class D or a high voltage factory amplified system. And the audio detect also applies to the RCA inputs. So that gives you the ability to run even a portable source and have it automatically turn on. So there you have it, the top 5 reasons to choose Wāvtech as your OEM integration solution. If you have more questions or want to check out all of our products, please visit us at wavtech-usa.com.